Well, India on the charge, chasing a small total in the first of 3 one-day internationals. Even though they've lost a couple of wickets, those of Rohit Sharma and former captain Virat Kohli, their rate is still well ahead of what they need to be. Let's quickly tell you where they are, just having got past 3 figures at the 15-over mark. 101 for the loss of Rohit Sharma for 60 of 51 deliveries. And Virat Kohli was also apparently in a bit of a hurry. Couple of boundaries, went for a third one and got caught on the boundary. Both wickets to Alzarri Joseph. From one fast bowler to another, I'm joined by Shaun Pollock on Cricbuzz Comm. Shaun, the brakes briefly put on, if we can say it like that. But when two young men like Ishan Kishan and Rishabh Pant are out there, I'm not sure there's any such thing as a break.
Yeah, I don't think the scoring rate's going to slow down too much. In full control are India. I must admit, I actually haven't minded Ishan Kishan going a bit slower than what we come to expect from him, because, at that age that he is at, you don't want to be just creating this one perception about how you can or can't play. We've seen him, we've seen the fireworks, we've seen him go hard, we've seen the impressive strike rate. But the ability just to rein it back at times, to watch the other end, see your captain flying, scoring at a rapid rate, to be able to just absorb pressure and play a different game. I think that's important for a young guy that he is, just to show people that he's capable of it. So I have no issue with that. I don't think Pant will be slow. I don't think he knows how to. But they're in a strong position. West Indies needed the early wickets. They couldn't get them. They needed, as we said, early wickets, and then Hussain to come in and get the ball to turn. It did turn, but he hasn't been able to get any wickets himself. So I think the West Indies are just maybe concentrating on trying to create a little bit of scoring. We saw the approach to Virat Kohli, the short pitch, the 2 slips, men back. Maybe just trying to create something for the rest of the series.
Yeah, well, they certainly did get under Virat Kohli's skin and got him to hook a ball straight down deep fine leg's throat. But one of the reasons why Ishan Kishan maybe has been playing well within himself, it could be premeditated, wanting to show that he belongs, but also at the other end, Captain Rohit Sharma was going great guns. And when you see a guy hitting the ball like that, you're very, very happy to be a spectator. Rohit Sharma, first match as full-time captain, 1000th ODI, that was a bit of a spectacle, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was thoroughly entertaining. You wouldn't think hasn't played cricket for, a month or two. He looked in great touch. I think he's just the complete package now, isn't he? He really has worked his game out superbly. Plays cover drives. There was a beautiful punch off the back foot, flick over the leg side, the pickup pulls. He's got all of them, and that's what makes him so difficult to bowl to, because there's not sort of one area that's just an immense strength, and maybe you can try and tie him down in other areas. He's got all the shots. And even when he maybe hasn't got any form to talk of coming into the match, mentally he's just in a good space of watching the ball and trying to react from that. So yeah, it was really nice to watch.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at the West Indian bowling to see if there's anything they can look at and salvage something out of there. Obviously, Alzarri, not just the wickets, even before he got the wickets, he really did look the most threatening of the bowlers. But as Shaun Pollock mentioned, between Roach, Holder and Joseph, they needed to give them a little bit more in the first 10 for Akeal Hussain and maybe Fabian Allen to follow to have something. So now really it's just about them chasing the game.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of Alzarri Joseph in a test series against South Africa that took place in the Caribbean, and I'm impressed with that young guy. I think I like his action, I like his athleticism, I like his control at times. He struggled to get going his first few overs, but once he sort of found his length, I think he's a real find for the West Indies. And I just think that they need to try and find 2 or 3 faster bowlers that they can really rely on and can be dependable. I mean, Holder is going to do a good job, and with his bounce, he's always going to be something different. But I just think they're out and out quicks. If they can find someone who can consistently strike for them up front in one-day international cricket, I think that would be important.
Well, just as we were chatting on Cricbuzz Comm, Shaun, Ishan Kishan, who's been sort of playing well within himself, Alzarri Joseph's been the pick of the West Indian bowlers, pitches it short, and he just decides to play a little uppercut all the way for 6. So he's announced himself, punts at the other end. Under 19 World Cup context, India champions yet again, 2016. Captain, vice-captain, batting together.
Yeah, it's nice the way it works. Those are the shots they play these days. In our day, the bouncer would always be a good delivery because people would try and drag them across to the leg side, and then to control that wouldn't have been always that easy. But this modern era where they just rock back and just like ramp it over, it makes you have to be exactly on point with those short pitch deliveries. But yeah, your under 19s have had some fantastic success, and I think they were discussing the Combox earlier today. You've had all these winning teams, but there's not that many spots in the national side. You have to sit and be patient and wait for your chance.
Yeah, many more spots coming up from the lot who won yesterday. Just a final question to finish with. Left-hander Ishan Kishan there. I know they're good buddies, captain, vice-captain, since we mentioned. Was there a case for maybe Surya Kumar Yadav keep the right-left combination going, or is it about two youngsters and just said, listen, we actually do have that 8 o'clock dinner appointment that apparently Virat Kohli did?
I just think that if the conditions and if there's a bowler who's really tying it down or someone that you're going to have to really be concerned about when you get to the crease, then it's good to have the left-hander, right-hander combination. But in the situation they're in, they're going to chase these down easy enough. There's no real pressure being built by any individual. It's not really stopping and turning massively. I just go with the normal batting lineup.
And that's exactly what they've done. We'd also be going with our normal batting lineup, which is, at this point, I would tell you, I'd thank Shaun, and I'd say I'd see you all in the 35th over for Cricbuzz Comm Box. I lie. If we're still here in the 35th over on Cricbuzz Comm Box, something seriously wrong with the Indian batting lineup. So I'm almost certainly promising you that we will see you for the end wrap show for India, having chased this down at whatever time they do. We'll see you soon. This is the last of Cricbuzz Comm Box for this first ODI.